Hello everyone, this is Chrism and Virginia Collins, and we would like to welcome you to another conversation about your Kundalini awakening experience. In this conversation, Virginia has very nicely agreed to discuss what it is to have a Kundalini awakened child from a parental aspect. And so what I'm going to do is I'll basically ask Virginia a few questions about what it may be like to see your child going through the many permutations of a Kundalini awakening event without knowing what the heck is going on. Not the easiest position for a parent. And so, Virginia, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to this conversation, and thank you once again. I know that your son, Michael Del Sol, is currently in the process of having a Kundalini awakening event. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that you have personally witnessed some of the phenomena that occurs around him having the Kundalini.
Yes, I have.
Can you tell me some of the points that stand out for you the most with regards to some of the more, shall we say, challenging aspects of the experience?
Well, first of all, he would tell me, "Mom, I'm changing." And I would say, "Well, in what way do you think you're changing?" And he would say, "Well, I have these tingling in my feet to start off with, and it just doesn't go away. And I feel this constant tingling. And I feel like I have this urge to move." And at one point, he was running 15, 16, 17, 18 miles a night. And
in the middle of the night?
In the middle of the night, I would go to work and he would just be coming in from a run.
Wow.
He said, "Well, I just feel like I have to exercise all the time because I feel like I have so much energy. And I feel like I'm changing in other ways that might affect my personality. I know sometimes I can be hard to get along with, but it's just because I'm going through so many changes that I don't understand. And I just think that if you can be patient and we can work this out, you know, that we can come to a good ending of this."
What a great attitude to have within this process. Now I'm going to slide over to my left here because the wind's starting to kick up here. You go ahead and stay right where you are. I'm going to act as a wind block a little bit here. And what were some of the emotional changes that you may have witnessed with regards to Michael's development with the Kundalini?
I think maybe the first reaction was initially fear because he didn't understand what was happening. And then maybe he went through a phase of anger where he was thinking, "Why me? Why now? What did I do to deserve this? I don't want this. I've got to fight this." And then maybe into a period of acceptance, where he realizes that this is not going to hurt me. It might actually benefit me. But I think it would be better if I just worked along with it and tried to accept the positive and overlooked any negative and just calmed down about it.
Well, and during all of this, what were your feelings? What were your emotions that were happening with you?
Well, to start off with, I'm thinking, well, this is really bizarre because I didn't have any background or understanding of these kind of things. And so I thought, well, maybe I do need to take him to a doctor, or maybe there is something seriously wrong that I'm overlooking by just maybe being too patient. Maybe I should be proactive and try to do something. But then I got the feeling that as long as I trusted him and let him work through the problems himself, and just, kept a distant eye and thought, well, if it gets bizarre, goes too far, I can always step in. But I think I just had to have trust that he would do the best with the situation.
And were there ever periods of direct challenge to your complacency with this?
Yes. A lot of times he would say, "Mom, you don't know what the heck you're talking about." And, you've got to rethink the way you see the world, and you've got to rethink the way you react to the world. And don't just be repeating what other people say to you, Mom. Open up your mind and think for yourself. And sometimes that kind of challenge is a little bit direct, and it's hard to think, well, what is this child telling me? That I'm wrong about everything?
So, what is my 3-year-old that I still see as a 3-year-old trying to tell me?
Trying to tell me that I'm wrong? So it's been a challenge for me to accept this new aspect of him where he said, "Mom, I'm not trying to criticize you. I'm just trying to help you and teach you and to maybe show you what I'm going through because it might be something that would be valuable for you."
Well, now, and within that context, how long has this been going on for Michael Del Sol? What's been the length of his process that you know?
It's been almost 2 years. a good year and a half.
Okay.
And that he's been exploring and trying to find answers and trying to find where do I fit into this new paradigm of my universe.
And was there ever a phenomena that you saw him doing that kind of made you want to call 911?
Yes, the running, the all-night running kind of upset me a little bit. And then some of his physical prowess, he would say, well, I think I want to jump on top of that building. And I was saying, don't think that's a good idea. Maybe you shouldn't do that.
Maybe you should reassess that decision.
Reassess that decision. But then he'd say, here, I'll show you. And, and he would do it. But some of the things like that he was just experiencing such a change in his physical body that I was just afraid he was going to be taking too many chances.
Well, Virginia Collins, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You are literally the first parent that I've had the pleasure and the opportunity to interview that is having the experience of witnessing their child going through the Kundalini awakening process. So congratulations to him and to you, and thank you.
It's quite a process.
It is.